Standing by with USL President Jake Edwards here in attendance at the opener for both Energy FC and Tulsa Roughnecks FC. First of all, you've been able to watch this first half of action. You've seen a back and forth game. What do you think of these two clubs playing in their first matchup of the season?
It's been great. It's what you expect. It's a derby game, you know. There's some pretty tough tackles going on out there. Both teams are getting at it, attacking well. They're not giving anything. Oklahoma City taking the lead at the end, yeah, with a great goal. I think the grid over here are winning the battle of the supporters groups. I think they're a bit louder than the roustabouts. They've got a bit of work to do in the second half, but what an atmosphere. I think near enough a packed house here. I mean, there must be 8, 9, 10,000 people here, and they're having a great time.
Well, this Tulsa team is one of 13 new clubs to the USL this season. A lot of them right here in the central part of the country. Last season, Oklahoma City was stuck out in the middle out here, teams on both coasts. How important is it not only for the growth of the league, but to have some of these more local rivalries where you can build almost the derby, like you mentioned?
Oh, it's huge. That's what we're working towards. You know, over the last few years, there's been a big expansion in the off season, as you said, 13 new clubs, but there's like 2 or 3 years of work to get there, and it's part of the growth plan is to do it in a way that we can regionalize and we can get these kind of rivalries. We want, you know, there are enough markets that we think can sustain a USL team at a high level and can put them within a couple of hours of each club. So the fact that you've got the Energy fans are able to come up to this game is fantastic, and it'll be vice versa. They'll be going down in a few weeks' time to play you guys down there. We've got St. Louis and Louisville doing the same. We've got the teams in the Carolinas. We've got teams in Los Angeles in that area as well. So it's hugely important to build the rivalries for the fans to be able to travel, to reduce the travel costs as well for our clubs. So we moved this year to a 2-conference model. We were able to do that. We've got some clubs joining the league for 16, and a few more will be joining for 17. We'll be making some announcements in the next couple of weeks, couple of months. So I think we potentially will be in line for a Central Conference as early as next year. So there might be a couple more clubs north and south of here that enable us to do that.
It was exciting times for the USL, but a big part of this expansion is your affiliation with the MLS and being the feeder system for the MLS. They send some of their younger players down to develop. You're almost able to have one USL team for every MLS team. There's a strong affiliation there, a big push for teams like Seattle and Portland housing their own teams at their own stadiums. How important is that to build an entire development system for soccer and to grow the sport across this country?
Yeah, it's been a strategic partnership with MLS made all the sense in the world for what we wanted to do. They're great to work with. As you said, we've had LA Galaxy pioneered the second team model. Last year we've got 8 teams now doing that and 12 affiliations. I think the trend will go more towards MLS teams having their own team, but affiliations will still make sense for quite a few of those clubs going forward. It adds a tremendous amount of value for what we're doing. It adds a tremendous amount of value for our clubs. And to have the likes of the LA Galaxy coming here to play, and Seattle and Portland coming here to play, and putting out very strong sides, and those players that you're going to see, not just at those clubs, but at these clubs too. You're seeing the future of the game here. Yes, these are professional players, and we've got players out here that have played 5, 10 plus years and had great careers in the game. But you're going to be seeing under 23 national team players, under 20 national team players for the US or Canada and abroad. You're going to see the next crop of players that are going to be the stars of the MLS and the national team. That's what you're going to be seeing coming to venues like this, coming to Oklahoma City. So yes, it's in terms of developing those players, it's hugely important that they get to come to stadiums like this and play in front of 10,000 people in derby games, where these guys get paid and they got to put bread on the table, so it matters, you know, and they weren't getting that before. So it's hugely beneficial to us and to those players.
Lastly, last season was a big year for what was then the USL Pro. You guys have rebranded over the summer, all in anticipation of a very big 2015 year. How excited are you for this 2015 season now that it's underway?
I'm so happy we're here. It's been an amazing off season, and like I said, these plans have been in the works for the last 2 years, sort of a 10-year strategic plan. which was really, we've been working on multiple fronts, but really kicked off with a rebrand, and we launched that at the beginning of this year, and part of that was the USL Rising. That was the campaign. It was rising in all aspects, and 13 new clubs, great ownership groups, great markets, great fan bases like this that are embracing the game, new stadiums, new digital platform for the league. So a lot of new things are happening for us. So it's been a lot of work, both at the league level and all of our clubs as well in the off season. But we're here now. It's a landmark season. We've got some fantastic games going on right now today. So we're kicking off sort of in earnest this weekend, and it's going to be great. You know, and you've got 13 new clubs. So I'm just excited more than ever just to see what they look like on the field, what the venues look like, what the crowds and the supporter groups look like now. So it's you know, the future looks really good for the sport, and it certainly looks good for the USL.
All right, Jake. Well, we'll let you get going, and I hope you enjoy the second half. Thanks for giving us a few minutes of your time.
Will do. Thank you for having me.
That's Jake Edwards, the president of USL. I'm Carter Baum, Energy FC TV.